Good afternoon. So, let me start off by saying that I'm not making this video to make light of anything that's happened recently. It's definitely a tragedy that some kid got upset enough, angry enough, crazy enough, whatever the reason may be, until we find out what the true reason was, that he went up and, shot a school and accidentally, ended up killing one of his, I almost said teammates, but so I guess that's what it feels like at school. You're just all teammates trying to make your way through the grind at school, but no, he ended up killing one of his classmates, and who tried to get the gun away from him. There's mixed stories. I've heard from some people on one end that it was the kid was being bullied. On the other end of the spectrum, that it wasn't even being bullied. He was just crazy. Some say that the guy who got shot was bullying him. Whatever it may be. My point is, it's just a general thought on the whole thing. Guns in general. So let me start off by saying, I don't think guns are that cool or entertaining. I think they've become the new efficient medium of killing people, and have been that way for a long time, and will be that way until we have something that is better. Like lasers, like Star Wars, something like that. Until we get that kind of technology, ballistic weapons, explosives, things like that are always going to be the go-to for self-defense, hunting, and terrorism and all that. Everything all together. That's what it's going to be. But, I think they're necessary. I think, people should use them. Obviously, I don't think we should go gunless. I know that the UK, there's a couple places, I think Britain, maybe it's England, God, for the life of me. I think their police force just uses sticks, like batons and things like that, and doesn't use guns. And guns are even so far as illegal, I think. And I think they still have the same, from what I've understood, they still have a decent crime rate. It's not like it's gone down. If anything, like, they're like, oh, violent crimes have gone down. I'm like, I guess it's because most people don't feel like beating somebody to death with a stick or a bat when guns are just so much easier. And that doesn't make the greatest argument for them, but I do believe that guns have their uses and their place, and I don't fault anybody for having a gun or using it for the intended purpose. Although, I guess technically killing somebody is the intended purpose, or can be an intended purpose, but I digress. I'm like, look, if you have a gun and you have a kid, just assume your kid's a fucking idiot, or he's gonna go crazy, or he's gonna have a moment of temptation, and keep the gun out of their reach. Maybe let them know that you have a gun, and that, it's for safety only, and it's not to be dicked around with. And keep it in a gun safe, and keep it under lock and key, and make sure that if you're using a code, or if you're using a key, that you're routinely changing the place of where the key would go, making sure it's on you, or if it's a code, routinely changing it, because and not using a code that your kid will know, which is I think the biggest issue that happens is people are like, I'll use my birthday, my kid will never know my birthday, and that shit happens. I've heard good talk about it. This always sparks these, should we have guns? Should everybody be allowed to have guns? Should teachers carry guns? Look, last thing I want is my English teacher or one of my teachers carrying a fucking gun in the classroom. That's the last thing I fucking need. Oh, what was that? Speaking out of turn, Mr. Derringer. No, I'm good. Thanks. Sorry about that. It's just not the kind of pressure. Isn't school scary enough with getting a bad grade written up or sent somewhere else? I don't think we need to add, lethal projectiles flying at your head as another stress for school as well. Hats off to the janitor who managed to stop the kid who was shooting. I think that's one of my biggest things is I'm like, I don't advocate for shooting people to handle things, and I understand that you can get pushed to the end from bullies and things like that. I know I certainly have had bullies fuck with me for a while, and things like that. People fuck with you. It's just what people do. They think they've got an opening to fuck with you, and they do, and you just gotta move past it or deal with it and do it in your own way. But I understand sometimes kids go over the edge and they try to shoot their bullies. I guess my biggest issue is that they never just shoot their bullies. It's always like, I'm going to shoot everyone in sight and not just the people who are fucking with you. Like, if you had one person who was completely making your life hell, why the hell are you shooting the entire fucking school over it? What is your problem? Like shit. I'm not saying shoot the guy, but if you're going to go crazy and you really are mad at that one person, why not just shoot that one person? Why you got to go and fucking everything else? Alright, so as you can see, I've changed wardrobes. I had somebody call me while I was in the middle of that, and, had to answer the phone, so then I never got around to finishing it. But, I wanted to finish the video and finish my thoughts up, even though the video was already 5 minutes when I checked on it. I figured I have thoughts about things for more than 5 minutes, and I like to talk about them for more than 5 minutes. But the last part I wanted to get to, about the whole guns and everything like that, is this always ends up sparking a open carry thing, where they're like, everybody should carry more guns, because if everyone had guns, things wouldn't be so bad. And I'm like, I've had some conversations about this, and realized how terrible, like, if everyone carried a gun, it sounds like a good idea, like, oh, because everyone can stop crime. But what you end up getting is, let's say that you're at a fucking, a baseball game or a crowded movie theater or a store or something like that, and somebody fires a gun, and then, of course, they're like, oh, we gotta find the guy who fires the gun, and then everyone else goes, oh shit, there's someone firing a gun, I gotta stop the guy firing the gun. Eventually, everyone's just firing guns at fucking people, not knowing who the fuck was the first person that shot the gun in the first place. It's just gonna become mayhem. And then, not to mention, like, could you imagine the, like, if everyone downtown at the, at some of these protests we've had up in, like, Charleston and a couple other places that have turned violent, instead of having, like, punching each other or, things like that, they'll be fucking shooting guns at each other. We'll just have mass corpses everywhere. And, I mean, I guess that would solve, some issues with, like, overpopulation and things like that, but it's not exactly a world we want to live in. And, quite frankly, I don't want to deal with the general public when they all have a gun and, can use it at any time. I can't tell you, like, how many times I would have gotten shot working at Walgreens if somebody had a gun then? What do you mean you ain't gonna give me my alcohol? Don't I look over 44? No. You look like you're 17. You're not buying any alcohol. Bam. Ah. Why won't you accept my coupon? I only have 47,000 of them. These coupons aren't for the item that you brought to me. Motherfucker! Oh! Like, bunch of fucking couponing moms that showed up to my place. Bunch of moms that look like they just rolled out of Beverly Hills, and yet they're still, and they're still, couponing is just, they don't even need the money to be saved. They just show up there to save money just because it's a game to them. It's not even about the money, it's just fun for them. And they still get pissed off when you can't honor a coupon. You want those kind of people with guns? No. No, you don't. I'm just saying, a lot of people have the opinion that having more guns will make things better. I don't think taking away guns is going to be the issue either, because the last thing we want is, somebody breaking into your house, because criminals don't really pay attention to that. Like, if, they break into your house and they have a gun, they're not going to really care that you don't have a gun. It's kind of, it would suck to be on that end of the spectrum, too, and be like, well, I would have defended myself, but they confiscated all my guns. That being said, I don't think anyone needs a fucking assault rifle. And I think that's the thing that always gets me. Like, well, we got to be able to stand in militia and have our guns. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes. Like, just no. People just like to have fucking guns that they know can tear through multiple people. There's no fucking other reason for it. It's not, people can try to hem and haw about the fact that they're having machine guns so that they can protect the United States from terrorists or whatever they think is going to happen. But the fact of the matter is they just like it because they want to dick around with a machine gun. And quite frankly, I don't think anybody who's not in the army should have a fucking gun. Like, should have a machine gun. I don't think that's, I think you can defend yourself effectively with, a handgun, a shotgun, or a rifle. And if you need a machine gun to defend yourself against, like, 2 assailants, you're kind of a bitch. And I'm sorry, that's all there is to it. Like, if you need an assault rifle to handle the only realistic threats that would come into your house, you treat it like you're gonna have, like, an army of Al-Qaeda outside and you're gonna be the fucking Alamo. They all came to my house because I am so important. That's why I have an assault rifle, so I can defend against 47 different people. Because that's going to happen likely in my lifetime, because I am that important and that big of a threat to Al-Qaeda. Fucking grow the fuck up. You're not fucking... I'm spitting everywhere. It fucking sucks. I'm like, look, grow the fuck up, man. You don't need an assault rifle. Let me put the stress on need. You want an assault rifle, but you don't need a fucking assault rifle. You don't fucking need that to keep your house safe. Consider getting better with your handgun, or shotguns, or rifles. Invest in a security system. You don't need an assault rifle, because I never hear good stories about an assault rifle. Not once have I looked up a story where, thank God, a robber came into a house and a man defended himself using his good old-fashioned assault rifle. That's what saved the day. Thank the Lord for assault rifles. It's always, oh, my jackass kid decided he had a bad day at school and took my assault rifle, which I don't lock up, to a fucking school and shot a bunch of people who didn't deserve to get shot. You know, I'm just saying. That's my one line in the sand. I'm like, that's my one gun control thing, is I don't think anybody needs to have an assault rifle that's not military personnel on active duty, you know? I just don't think it's necessary. You don't have that, you will not have that big of a threat in your life. And I know that makes people be like, oh, the fucking Democrats, liberals trying to take away our guns. I'm like, no, I'm trying to take away your unnecessary guns. Like, you guys would try to defend the same fucking logic with a grenade launcher or a bazooka. Oh, well, I have to be able to defend myself against terrorists. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Don't even start with me. You don't need that fucking fire.
That's a three-pointer.
Shit. People get killed with, like, fucking derringers. They get killed with fucking two-shot card guns. You don't need a fucking assault rifle to end somebody's life. And it's fucking overkill, and you're fucking lying to yourself. You can even try to justify it beyond just enjoying that you have an assault rifle. So, anyways, that's my rant. That's the end of the rant. That's it. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. You guys have a great fucking day. Not safe for work, by the way.